Hello. This is Kim Ward. Welcome to Life by Design. I am a life and business coach helping women kick ass and really find their fire so that they can be happy and not fake it. I've been there. I don't ever want to go there again. And I am just incredibly blessed and honored to be coming live with you for, I don't know, however long we talk, with another favorite human of mine, Erin. Hey, busy, crazy, chaotic mama.
Hey, Kim. Thank you so much for having me. I'm very grateful and blessed that we got to cross paths and become friends.
Are you kidding? I love that you're in my circle. Like, this is just divine intervention. And I was talking to Joni this morning, and I was like, you know what? Technology is a blessing. Like, social media is a blessing, and it brings us together where we probably would have never ever crossed paths in our entire life.
Never.
You're in Texas. I'm all over the East Coast. So I want to thank you for joining me. And this is just a healthy chat between women. And you know what I do, but we want to know what you do. So tell us a little bit about Erin and what you do.
I help and show and teach moms how to work from home around their crazy, chaotic schedule of mom life.
I used to see this, what do they call it? Meme. I used to see this meme with like a mom who had like 16 arms. One was holding the phone, one was holding the baby, one was ironing, one was vacuuming. Her hair was like this. Like, that was my life for so long. And if I had somebody say, listen, I can teach you and show you how to do blah, 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 just what you just said, I'd be like, take my bank account, take my firstborn, take it all. I need sanity. Oh my gosh. So, Erin is just an awesome super mom. She's a wife. She's got a mom of 2 boys, right? Both boys.
Yes.
2 boys. And she's homeschooling, and you can see the maps behind her right now. And I put in our kind of promotional graphic, forget the pandemic. She's not one of us homeschool parents that like, yes, we've got COVID. Yes, we're home in quarantine. We're homeschool parents. No, like, you're a legit homeschool curriculum type, like, you're doing it. So how long have you been homeschooling?
This will be our 3rd year.
Okay.
So we've got it down by now.
What the heck were you thinking?
Why not? Great one-on-one with the boys. It's a lot of fun. It's very nice to know where they're at. And sometimes it's easier to teach them rather than to help them with homework, because they were a public school first too, which was totally great and wonderful. And they had wonderful teachers that were honestly angels. Teachers are amazing.
That's awesome. I think there's definitely pros and cons to both. I think we could all agree, So here you are, you've got your 2 boys all year round. You're teaching them, you're growing, you're growing men. Your husband works outside of the home, and you've got this business that you're growing as well. So how does this all work? That's a lot of moving parts.
The nice thing is when you work from home, you get to pick your own schedule and choose your schedule. So I'll work a little before the boys are up, do homeschool during the day, and then when they go to bed, work a little bit more, and maybe in like tiny pockets throughout the day.
Awesome. So it's all about finding kind of organization and discipline that works for you.
Being intentional with your time and mapping it all out.
I love to hear that. I'm such a nerd. It's funny because when you and I first met, and honestly, I feel like we've known each other forever. I don't even remember at this point how it was a group, it was something, it was a training. I don't even know. But I invited you to take a look at my coaching program. So I'm curious to know, how were things prior to you saying yes? What did it look like with home, with a business?
It was just kind of chaotic all over the place. I felt like I was more just running on a hamster wheel, doing things over and over again the same way, but they weren't really working, and I wasn't having much joy. Just kind of at a standstill.
Okay. So my next, I guess what comes to my mind is, I think that people have an idea of what they think coaching looks like. And for me, I was like, coaching is like so stereotypical. Everybody and their mother is a coach now. You're a coach, you're a coach, you're a coach. We're all coaches. I feel like Oprah. We're all coaches. In my opinion, a coach was somebody who helped you create a DMO and basically told you what to do. So I'd like to know what your perception of a coach was before Kim Ward. What did you think coaching was or what it should be?
I just thought coaches, found what was needed in somebody and a better way or a more improved or more joyful way of doing it.
Awesome.
I really didn't know, I didn't have a planned perception, so to speak.
Isn't it funny? Like us as moms, you're a homeschool parent. You're obviously very good at being intentional, at being organized, at being structured. And then we step into our own skin in our own lives and it's like, why can't we see what's right under our nose? A coach needs a coach. We all need coaches. I have several coaches. I need all the help I can get. But what happened here? Like when you stepped into coaching with me, did it change your perspective? Did it surprise you? Did it meet your expectations? Like how did that measure up to what your thought was prior to coming in?
Honestly, I was totally blown away. I figured having an outside perspective or maybe just saying something out loud to somebody that didn't know a whole lot about me, would make me think differently. But I didn't really have any I had expectations, but I didn't know what those expectations should be. So I was amazed just within, honestly, the first sentence you said to me was, oh, this woman knows me. Okay, she's right. Yes. I automatically looked at things that is a different perspective and saw things that I hadn't seen before.
I love it. And that's part of you as a mom, you as a business owner, you as a leader in your company. You're able to kind of look at people in your team, look at people who may be struggling with the pains and the problems that you can solve with your product, and you have that kind of intuition. And that's where I sit. It's like I'm just very good at picking out oh, okay, what's not being said here, or what's the underlying message here? Like what's really happening. So the funny thing is, when I first approached you and I was like, have you ever considered coaching? Your first thought was like, yeah, but I really don't know if I can afford it. I think that's what a lot of people, their knee-jerk reaction is like, oh, coaching, no, can't afford it, can't do it. But really, can you afford not to do it? It's just like when you're offering your products to somebody and they are, well, tell us about them. Tell us about your products, and then I'll get into what I was going to say.
They may help with energy, sleeping, overall mood. So I notice that I'm smiling more for the first time, and I know it's because, okay, I realize I can do this. This is possible. Before I really thought that all the things that were complication or problems were because I wasn't successful. Now I'm learning that other successful people have these same things too. They just know how to work around them and overcome them. But definitely having more energy, having a little pick-me-up and extra boost has really helped a lot as well.
And the funny thing is, you and I talk a lot because my daughter's 5. You're also a nurse, right? And you've got boys at home. So you are a seasoned mom. You're a nurse. I look up to you. And I've actually come to you about your product with the kids, because I'm like, my daughter she won't take vitamins, she won't do this, she won't do that. And it's like, so you've got a product that can actually help moms like me who want to really improve their children's nutrition when they have picky eaters at home, right?
Yes. Definitely an alternative that may help.
So it's funny because your product, the child can consume it. It's good. I don't want to be a spoiler alert here, but my daughter won't take it because she's so finicky and she's so picky, and you cannot outsmart this darn little girl. So you said to me, why don't you pour it in water and just mix it with her water and she'll drink it. So that worked for the first day. She started to drink it and then she was like, nope, not doing this. So I wanted to tell you that we got ice cube trays, and we diluted the product with water. We stirred it up and we made ice cubes out of it. And now she'll put those ice cubes in her water and drink it, but she wouldn't drink it when they're all mixed together. So it really provides peace of mind, especially now, right? When we're so aware of hygiene and germs and all the stuff that's going on. We're living in a world where we can't go out in public. We can't go out without face mask and like quarantine outfits and like the whole 9 yards. But we really want our children to have, proper and well immune systems. We want them to be smart. We want to give them every opportunity that we can. And so you're doing that with your boys by homeschooling, by giving them a nutritional product that will help fill those nutritional gaps. Because let's face it, nutrition's not what it used to be. Our soil's depleted. We can't serve our body the amount and the quality of what we need to really, really function at our peak performance. So that's when the supplements come in. That's when the whole food, supplements and nutritional things come into play. So you're doing a great job. I'm serious. You helped me with my own child.
Well, I have the picky eater, so this is one of the things that I can actually get one of my children to consume. So, we've tried 100 million different things, and it's funny how different kids like different things. So I'm glad it worked.
So talk to the moms out there who their life is chaotic. We've all got babies at home. We don't have school to go to. We don't have church to go to. We don't have jobs to go to. Like, we're all home trying to run our lives. But that mom might need an outlet. She might need community. She might need money to pay the bills. How can you help her?
I think this has been my saving grace, just because we'll hop on training calls or hop on, whatever it may be, and you'll get that adult interaction. And I feel like this is something I can do for me because I want to do it. And it's a great, being a career-driven, goal-oriented person, sometimes that's harder to get with being a mom. I mean, being a mom is great, but it takes years sometimes to see what you've done and if you succeeded and various things like that, where you can't really measure goals short-term as well as, I think I've been conditioned to as well as I would like to. So this is just a good way to kind of fulfill a need, be around adults, and have some fun.
It's funny, you just kind of struck something in my subconscious, I guess, that after I chose to leave the corporate world, I was making a very healthy six figures with icing on the cake, all kinds of things that I could talk about and make myself crazy. And when I chose to be that full-time at-home mom, I really lost my self-worth. I really spiraled because I wasn't getting that outside interaction. I was not having stimulating conversations, and I was absolutely tying my self-worth to the money that I was making or the lack of money that I was making. So what you just said struck so many chords with me, and hopefully for that mom out there who's listening, that what I heard is community, is, intellectually stimulating conversation, is other moms who really feel what you're going through and can empathize and offer, I may be your coach, but we're still friends. And so there's areas that I help you, and there's areas that you help me. And it's a really awesome relationship and circle. And I think we've created that amongst the whole team. So if you are looking for more, if you're striving for more, I did tag Erin in this video. Send her a friend request, follow her, send her a message and say, look, I don't know what you've got going on, but if you can do it with homeschooling, with a husband that works outside of the home, with 2 kids, I want that. And maybe you don't want the business, but maybe you're looking to get better nutrition for your child. Maybe you want the energy and the mental clarity that Erin spoke about. Hit this girl up. And I'll tell you, you know what, let me ask you, how is your life different, or how is it now that we've been coaching for a little while? Has anything changed?
Yes, and I didn't necessarily anticipate things changing the way that I guess they did, so it's really funny. But I'm definitely more authentic, where before I would kind of do things of, what are others going to think? How would I be viewed? What should I or shouldn't I do? And now it's kind of just a sense of grace and being able to, okay, how do I feel about this? What do I want to do? Let's choose something that actually, makes me happy. And how you said before too, how you lost yourself. I remember sitting at a PTA meeting, because I was a PTA mom too. And the PTA president gave me a list of favorite store, favorite place to shop, just a whole bunch of favorites. And I sat there for 30 minutes and I could not figure out what my favorite anything was. Yes, huge wake up call, completely I don't even know what I like. I don't even know my favorite restaurant right now. Wow. So I definitely, over the years, gotten better about that. But after working with you, now I'm definitely like, okay, this is what I like. This is my favorite. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to be intentional. I'm going to make preferences. It really doesn't matter, this choice, A or B, but I'm going to pick one and choose one.
So what I just heard is earth-shattering, and it sounds like you've made yourself important to you again.
Oh, yes. I like that way of phrasing it better.
I love that so much. And I don't know if you pick up on this, because again, when it's us and we're so close to the situation, it's a little foggy, but even your vocabulary has changed. You're starting to talk the talk. You're starting to walk the walk. I see this transformation happening and I'm like, oh snap. Watch out. Watch out, y'all.
Well, it's nice too, because I've noticed I parent differently with the kids. So if they're complaining, it's no, that was a choice you made. You decided to do this activity and not that activity. And, it's the end of the day and you wanted to do something you didn't have time to do. You got to choose, to do things that make you happy.
That's so funny. I think I told you this once, but when I hired my first coach, it's almost like when you go to the playground, right? Like you send your kids off to the playground or to school, and assuming you're not homeschooling, and they come home and they start to act different. They start to speak differently. They're learning from the kids they're around. We're no different, people. We're no different. And we tend to think like, oh, we're us, we're stuck in our ways. That's not true. There is a reason why people say you are the sum of the 5 people that you most surround yourself with. And when I stepped into that coaching realm for the first time, I started to speak differently. I started to think differently. I started to act differently. And before I knew it, I was literally coaching my husband, but he didn't realize it. Our conversations turned and we started to have more intellectual conversation, more than just you're there, but you're not present, right? You know what I'm talking about when you're, you're half listening because you're worried about like, what am I going to cook for dinner? Oh, you're talking to me? Yep. You need to, you just respond on autopilot. It's like Mombi, right? You're a zombie, but we're Mombies. So we just go with the flow. And I realized, holy crap, how much of my life, how much of my marriage have I kind of been sleeping through? And you rise to the occasion and you become this alert, aware, present, intentional being with purpose. And that purpose, especially from what I just heard from you, oozes out into all of your relationships, your children, your spouses, your team, your coach. And before you know it, look at you evolving right before our eyes.
Thank you.
It's incredible. It's incredible. And I appreciate you so much. And I'm glad you're here and willing to share your story with the world. So is there any last closing statements or remarks or anything that you'd like to say to the world before I close it down?
Just be you and have fun. Enjoy life. And, I've always heard people say coaches can speed things up and change the way, you look at things, and I figured, oh yeah, well, that'll probably happen eventually. But to see immediate thought process and immediate mindset changes was totally eye-opening. I feel like this would have taken me like 5 or 6 years to do on my own. So thank you. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. And I'm glad that it's received so well. Because as you all know, my reputation is that I'm brutally honest.
Well, that's what made me choose you over others, because I knew I couldn't just, beat around the bush, or I knew I had to be totally, completely honest with you, or you were going to call me out on it. And you weren't going to be afraid of how I felt or what it said. It was just going to be pure truth.
No skating by. There's no transformation by bullshitting each other. It doesn't happen. So I'm glad you're here. You're kicking butt. So please, message her, reach out to this woman. She's incredible. And I do have an offer for you. If you are already just really, really happy where you are, you have your own home-based business, maybe you want to connect with Erin, but it's just not the right time for you. Right now, we have an amazing, incredible 5-day challenge. It is for prospecting and recruiting in your business. Erin and I are both in that challenge right now. And what an eye-opener. Right? Like, I took massive action on day 1. I went and implemented it, and I had already booked 6 new client discovery calls in my business within the first 24 hours of that challenge. So what are your thoughts on that challenge?
I started with a brand new pen and had to throw it away today because it was out of ink.
Oh my gosh, I didn't realize.
Tons of value. I have learned so much. I don't know. It's amazing. I'm mind blown. I feel like my mind is just oozing with information.
That's awesome. So here's the deal. This challenge is only $1. That's it, $1. And the link will expire on Wednesday. So today's Monday, right? It is Monday, July 20th. I have to consult my calendar just so you know. If you want to hop in on that challenge, Erin and myself both have links available for you. So if you're seeing this, message one of us and we will gladly get you into that challenge. It's going to rock your world, and you better bring some fresh pens because it's incredible. So thanks so much. It was such a pleasure having you. And again, reach out to one of us to grab that link, and we want you in that challenge because your life, your business will never be the same. Have a great night.